What adult purchase really shocked you once you saw the price tag? I grew up poor and rarely had an actual bed. Even when I did, it was never a new one. When I got my own apartment at 18, I needed to buy a bed. I had no idea how expensive it would all be and how many things are bought separately. If you're poor, second-hand stores, not freaking Goodwill, I'm taking about actual second-hand stores, are your best friend. Also, going to a nearby college town during move-in move-out days also helps. I know a few people who do nothing during the year except refurbish stuff thrown out by college kids and resell it. With mattress, I would strongly suggest a new memory foam mattress off of Amazon and put it on the floor. $200. Yeah, more expensive than second-hand stores, but you spend a third of the day on it. It is worth it. Decent new furniture. How much is it really worth just to keep my 18 inches above the floor? But you have to ask yourself, how many hours per day do you spend sat on it? You should spend money to buy quality on 3 things. Bed, footwear, seating. You are basically resting on one of them almost every minute of every day for your entire life. A nice saying I heard was, don't save money on anything that separates you from the ground. Office chairs. Cheap ones start at £80, $150, and they're dire. They'll fall apart as soon as you breathe on them. Good ones, the sort you might actually find in a half-decent office because the business does not wish to be replacing them twice a year, will cost you 3 times that, minimum. And if you want something really nice, think more like 10 times that. Mercifully, there's a very good second-hand market. I was shocked when I looked up the price of the fancy office chairs in one of my old jobs that put in a new conference room. Something like $4,000 each. And now that I sit at home all day on my $180 IKEA chair, I understand why. Curtains are expensive. My wife buys tablecloths and sews a pocket at the top. Very nice and significantly cheaper. That is a genius idea. Please thank her for me. Dental work. Not even a cleaning is cheap, and I was at orthodontists regularly as a kid. Could not have been easy for my parents. They are luxury bones that you have to pay extra to keep using. Your free trial of teeth has expired. Cheese is so much more expensive that you think it will be. Even the store brand is expensive. Good reason to live in Wisconsin, I guess. Dairy is cheap here, since we produce so much of it. A 1lb brick is something like $2 or $3 at my local Walmart. It's probably even cheaper at Aldi's. Plus we have cheese curds, both fried and fresh. That's kinda rare in other states. Curds are common, but expensive, in Canada. Vacuums, man. I just feel like they're super overpriced. Also anything to do with dentistry. There is absolutely no reason the fake tooth in my mouth should cost almost $9,000 with insurance. The very idea that dental insurance should be separate from regular health insurance is a scam. It's all part of the same body, but because teeth wear down faster you have to have 2 different insurances, with 2 different deductibles. Luxury bones. For the ladies, bras. If I get a real comfy one I'd try to make it last as long as possible because I know I'll probably never be able to find an exact same one when it needs replacing, and they don't come cheap. It's even worse when you don't fit into the ADD range. I've always had a really large chest relative to my waist, and finding a decent bra is unreasonably difficult and expensive. Rent. That's like all of my money, man. That seems like a problem. Have you considered having more money? Just stop being poor. Bootstraps. Or just buy a house, then you won't have to pay rent. 2 was definitely shocked about the cost of mattresses when I furnished my own place for the first time. I had this idea in my head that they would be around $300. LOL, my mattress is still the single most expensive thing I've ever purchased in my life. The crazy thing is when you compare the cost versus how much you use it, a mattress might be one of the biggest values. You're going to spend roughly a quarter to a third of your life on that thing. I'm just waiting for the day where the prices are 1/3rd of one's yearly take-home pay. Imagine paying $15.50k for a bed. tires me. I like to buy quality, but you get the whole blah blah blah. This is why this. I know how tires work. I grew up as a mechanics kid. I do not need the menu. But still, sticker shock every time. I'm old enough to remember when I could buy 4 radials for $100 mounted. That much might get you one cheap tire today. Man, I paid more than $100 just to mount my tires. Luckily I got good ones on sale at my local place, so it was still a great deal, but holy crap. Not as drastic as other people's, but tempts. Every time I shake my head when I go get them for my fiance. As expensive as towns are, one could just stuff in crumpled up money bills. Yeah, but nobody takes blood money anymore. Health insurance. When I had a normal corporate job I paid about $240 a month for okay coverage. When I went out on my own and was responsible for my own benefits, the cheapest I could find was just under $800. Joining my local chamber of commerce and getting on their group plan was the only way to make it affordable. I pay about $450 now. Probably worth mentioning I'm in the USA. You didn't need to mention that you're in the USA. It's obvious. Have not purchased yet. Contractor gave me a bid for a retaining wall 2 feet high and 100 feet long, $100,000. I have been told that is a reasonable price. Get Mexico to pay for it. Congrats, you win. I laughed out loud. A funeral. For real, when my dad died last year, my mom and sister decided that they needed a funeral, except that dad was cremated and wasn't religious, so they didn't have anybody speak. I later found out that they'd paid nearly $5,000 to borrow a room at the funeral home for a few hours, so people could mill around uncomfortably. Just throw me in the trash. Cheese. I eat a lot of cheese and it still shocks me how much it is. Thankfully my mum's work means she has access to a wholesaler, so we buy our cheese in 2.5 kilograms blocks at about 2/3 the price of supermarket cheese. Hey, it's me, brother. Hook me up. Can I, perhaps, get some nice sharp cheddar PLS? Poor wife and I decided we were gonna be classy and buy a DVD $70 for one DVD was quite a shock. Rocky Horror Picture Show for those curious. I was. In the VHS days, new movies sold for $89.95, and that wasn't even porn. That was stuff like kids Disney movies. Oh, and that's in terms of 80s money, so adjusted for inflation they cost $200 to $300 in today's money. That's why there were so many video rental places. A vibrator. They can charge what they want because they know normal people won't buy used. And because you can't really make them yourself. Some people say those are worth more. Fleshlight $139. Just cut a water bottle in half, fill it about 2/3 with pre-made macaroni, put a balloon around the opening and use that. Then, you also have a snack for after. How do you delete someone else's comment? Internet bills without unlimited. I couldn't do without unlimited. May as well say limit my water or power. You all got limited usage over there? Anything for a female. It literally all costs more than men's stuff. Yes, that is scandalous in my opinion. What's up with women's clothes? They are made like shit most of the time too. It's because us men have our clothes ruined with all of these damn pockets all over. Honestly, haircuts. The first time I went to an adult salon for a wash and trim I was floored by the $50 price. 50 sounds good. I paid $80 for a cut only, and I donated my hair too, for a charity. Just do what I do and don't hit your hair. Lamps. Why do I need to pay $150 for 2 pieces of metal, a thin piece of paper shade, and a cord? Ridiculous. Craigslist, friend. Yes, yes, yes. Basic things like towels, pots and pans, dishware, etc. Hell yes to pots, pans, dishes, and silverware. I had to furnish my entire kitchen on my own for the first time and I was shocked at the prices. A child. A pint in London. Anything in London is 2x what it is anywhere else. Dinner out. Dinner delivered. That $5 pizza in the shop is $25 to your door. Vacations. My family was middle class, but no matter what, we went on vacation every summer. I now realize the hard work and saving my parents had to do to make that happen every year. Gas, airfare, hotels, transportation to get to places, admission costs for a whole family, food because you generally are always eating out. I remember complaining that we would have to eat ham sandwiches and Pringles for lunch when we were driving to MT Rushmore or wherever, and now I see why. Considering how important they are, you'd think they are cheaper. Lots of free condoms available to the poor. Family planning agencies and health clinics hand them out by the bag full. They are a great investment. Meat. At least in my area. Good God. I have to get mine from a shady store in a not so friendly looking neighborhood type of place because it's the cheapest it'll ever get there.